Hey YouTube, Genji here, and yes, I'm finally back with another episode of Blueprints. I had kind of put this series in the back burner after the first couple episodes didn't do very well, but I do really want to finish it, and I really like the game. More recently, a couple YouTubers that I follow have been starting their own playthroughs of it, so I had to decide, do I want to watch theirs and get spoiled, or do I want to go back and finish mine first? And I decided I want to finish it on my own first, so we're going to get back into it with some more runs. Let's get started. Let's see, it's been a while. I know when we last left off, we still had a number of outstanding puzzles to solve. We found the basement key, and then our run ended before we found what we could do with the basement key. We discovered the boiler room and got that online, right? So we need to figure out where the energy or the power from the boiler room needs to go to. What else did we leave hanging? We have the west gate open, so we can go take one of the exterior rooms. We've still got 2 blue torches to light. I never did come across the painting room again, the gallery, to try to solve those painting puzzles. And if I remember, there was some kind of musical puzzle in the workshop, maybe? It's getting a bit fuzzy. Let's see, tool shed, shelter, or trading post. We don't have any items to trade yet. So we could take 2 special items from the tool shed, or take the shelter, which we haven't actually seen yet, so I'm sure we'll undoubtedly have to play some red rooms, so let's take this just to see it. I'm sure there's still a lot of puzzles hiding in rooms that we've not drafted yet. Nothing behind the stairs. We have a safe. Time lock. Interesting. A note. Remain where you are for now. Given that the Red Guard is due tomorrow, we've agreed with your plan and have disabled remote access to the other terminals and have sealed the network mainframe. Regardless of the danger, I am still not willing to risk removing shelter from the draft pool while the 3 of you are down there. Our best bet is to sit tight and hope for a little bit of luck. The 3 of you. So we know that our mother, Marion Jones, right, was in some trouble with the Royalists. I guess maybe that's Red Guard. There does seem to be like a red-blue division where the red is represented by the Royalists. I think, the names are all escaping me. I need to get my head back around the game or get this back into my memory. But maybe the 3 people are our dad, our mom, and us? Also, it's kind of weird, not weird, but it's interesting that the meta of the draft pool is actually diegetic. That's the word I was trying to think of. It's diegetic to the game world. So like the staff that actually works and lives at the house have to deal with the drafting, and apparently you can be stuck in a room if the house resets while you're in the room, and it has to be, I guess, drafted again for you to get out. So like, how do you even stay in this house? Presumably our great uncle lived here and like slept in his bedroom, and that just had to have staff come and rescue him from his bedroom in the morning, I guess, and draft his room. Anyway, let's take a look. I'm yapping. All right, so here's time lock safe controls. The shelter's time lock safe can be accessed by the setting unlock date and time. You can use any date and time as long as it's at least 1 hour in the future. Once unlocked, the time lock safe will remain open for 4 hours. Huh. So we need to figure out what today is. Or I guess we have to figure out what day 1 is and then extrapolate from there what today is. Because we have come across some notes. Let me back out of this first. Back. We have come across some notes throughout the house that have had dates attached to them, newspaper articles that have had dates attached to them. So I'm going to have to either look back at my phone and see if I snapped pictures of any of those, or just go re-find the notes. So we have to figure out. We'll probably know when our great uncle died, when Sinclair died. So we have to extrapolate from there how long it was between his death and our arrival at the house. So we probably need to figure that out first before we can get into the time lock safe. So let's see what else we can do. A measurement of the radiation levels detected in the house and surrounding ground. Why is the house radioactive? These readings are often spiked by the experiments conducted in Mount Holly's laboratory. Well, if I just read ahead, I would have answered my own question. If the reading is 12 sieverts or higher, the emergency protocol will initiate and all doors in the house will automatically unlock. That's what? That's microsieverts. Current radiation levels are nominal. Not great. Not terrible. Logging to network. Okay, we still don't know the terminal password either. So that, like 99.9% sure is going to be on the note in the commissary. I just have not managed to have the magnifying glass at the same time that I've had the commissary yet. So I have seen people complain online a lot about how reliant this game is on the RNG elements and how it stymies your ability to solve puzzles because you basically have to play runs over and over and over again until you happen to get the right combination of rooms in the same playthrough, and I can definitely sympathize or empathize with that. So kind of a bust on the shelter for this run so far. Although we do get the red room reduction, so we get a little bit of a boon from it. We can run, right? Yeah. I never did figure out. I think day 1 or day 2 we threw a coin in the fountain and said make a wish. And then, nothing, as far as I know, nothing ever came of it. Let's get drafting. I definitely don't want to dead end ourselves right off the bat, so we'll take a spare room. Parlor wouldn't be bad. Get some early game gems. Let's see, the white box does not have a statement. That is true. The gems are in a box with a statement. So if this is true, the white box in fact does not have a statement. This box has to be true. Which means at least one of these two has to be false. Well, this one, does a blank statement count as a true or a false? Let me check the rules. There will always be at least one box which displays only false. There will always be at least one box. Okay, so that doesn't really help us. The gems are in a box with a statement. So I guess this would have to be false because there's only 2 boxes here that are actually making statements. So if this is a lie, the gems are in a box with a statement, then the gems are actually in a box without a statement, which would be white. Survey says, aw yeah. Any other hidden goodies? Nope. We read this note already. Staff noticed, okay, so here we have a date, June 15th, 1983. Out of respect for the late Lady Clara Epstein, I almost said Epstein. This doesn't really help date us in current times because I'm fairly certain that Lady Clara passed long before Herbert Sinclair passed. Sure. Commissary, we do have a gem. The den is going to open up a lot more pathways for us. Well, I say a lot more. It'll open up one more pathway for us. But we do need to get into the commissary to get the password. It might be nice to just have it available in this run, and we'll come back to it later if we get the magnifying glass. Nope, there's one for sale. We just need 4 coins. All right, so we still don't know what this is about, but we're looking, I assume, for a room that has a staircase and does not have stars. Definitely starts with an S and ends with an NG. This, I can't tell. It looks like an I. It might be an O or a U. But I don't want to, like, just brute force it. We gotta solve the puzzles. Courtyard. That's extremely good. And it has the chance to get us the shovel and or the sledgehammer. And we got neither. Awesome. Not even a trunk. Yeah, we'll scoot back this way. Another courtyard that we can't afford, and we can still put it in there anyway. There's no painting in this room, right? It was with staircase and without stars. Oh, damn it. You can't really back. Well, you can backtrack. It just costs you steps. So let's not unnecessarily cost ourselves steps. At least more than we already have. There's a trunk. We don't have any keys, but there is a trunk. Make a mental note of that. A nook for 2 keys. Playing card. Car. Okay, that's the 3rd room in a row. So, does every room have a chess piece? I mean, it could just be a recurring decoration, just they need stuff to fill the rooms with, but knowing this type of game, it could also very easily be part of a puzzle. Kitchen dead ends us. Chapel, we're immune to chapel, right? Because we took the shelter, so we're immune from the next 3 red rooms that we draw. Not that we have any money to lose anyway. Yep, we're sheltered. And we still have to solve... I'm sure there's going to be some puzzle with the numbers and the saints here. Here we go. Here's a bishop. Appropriate for the room that we're in. Can only go north. Nope. A library? I don't think we've had a library yet. Ooh, fancy. Additional reading. The house directory is a great resource for information. If you wish to read more about a specific room in your house, press R to pull up the directory. Discover less common floor plans while drafting the library. 2 stories of wall-to-wall books surround the reader in this room, exhibiting either a bountiful spring of knowledge or typical interior design sensibilities of the wealthy. A few books have been withdrawn from the shelves and placed on rostrum stands in various corners of the library. This is an unusual room. Mount Holly Library book request form. Books and periodicals requested with this form will be pulled and available the next time you draft the library. Please select one. Sightseer's Guide to Reddington. Swimbird. That's a book by our mother, right? And then Arindia, if I recall, is the other country that was mentioned in the archive newspaper clippings. EPCW pump system, user manual, drafting strategy. Let's check out Swimbird. Simon. Okay, so we are Simon. So that was something, I don't know if I voiced it in the last episode, but it was something that I had been in the back of my head since the last time I played. I was wondering, we know that Simon has a brother, Herbert. An older brother? I forget who he is in relationship to us. I'll have to see if we pull the bunk room again. But I was wondering until I saw us sign our name, if we were actually Simon or if we were Herbert. But I think that pretty much makes it explicit that we are Simon. Okay. Let's see, are there any... I don't know how you could possibly do it, considering that every room has to be a perfect square, but any secret book, hidden doors? Doesn't look like it. Nothing to interact with on the shelves. Oh, interesting. It locks you into... You're like on rails going up the stairs. Oh, a book we can actually look at. Mount Holly Records. Temporal Records. Oh, that's just how long we've played. So we're on day 7. Average around an hour. Steps taken, keys turned, total stars. Also records. Gallery art name. No, we got them all wrong. Well, at least we know that they were all wrong. Oh, man. I'm sure there are probably some of you watching that episode going, how can this idiot not get that? I mean, look at it. It's clearly a blah, blah, blah. It's a wagon with an apple and a fire extinguisher on it. Mount Holly Scrapbook. Readings from Reddington. November 5th. Okay. So we have a date at least. November 5th. Let me put that in our handy dandy notebook. Let me punch my microphone and then put it in my handy dandy notebook. And there's something missing there. Let's see. So November 5th. At least this is a newspaper article about that. I think if I might have to go back and rewatch the opening sequence because I'm pretty sure he explicitly states like on this something something day of April or whatever. He specifically states the day that he signs the will. November 5th. Heir named. My favorite floor plan's dining room. Can't seem to ever pass it up. Well, I mean, it's free food. How could you? Most drafted is courtyard. Not surprising since we got like a bunch of freebies. Passageway makes sense because it's like the single most useful navigational room. Most time spent in the gallery. No shock there. Contraptions I've made. I've been slacking. Locksmith receipt, keypack, 12 gold pay. Oh, largest purchase. Ah, all right. Stamp collection. Oh no, there's something with the magnifying glass. Let me see if I can squint it. Hang on. Nope. Like the first word is stamp, but I can't make out anything else. Yeah, so Fen Aries, that's okay, so the red flag, that's the royalists, and probably where the Red Guard is from. Mentioned down in the shelter. So we have some history building here. I don't know if they specifically stated what the opposite faction is. Like we've got royalists and then Democrats. So what's the blue faction represent? Maybe one day Holly must avoid the floor plants nursery. Yeah, I've forgotten the nursery as an option so many times, but I always avoid it. There's probably some amazing lore drop in there, like a baby photo book that has all the answers we've been looking for. I just never draft the room because it's a dead end. Okay. Well, it didn't really reveal anything. Oh, you know what might help us? If it comes up again, and since we have the red room protection, the maid quarters, if I recall, there's a document in the maid quarters saying, uh-oh, Herbert died. Okay, so note to self, come back with the magnifying glass to the library. And then we can only go one direction. Man, we're blowing through our keys already. A patio, a freezer. Freezes your accounts, will not reset at the end of the day, and it cannot be adjusted or used until... Well, we're not doing that. Launder currency? We can do patio. That'll get us our gem back, right? Because we have the courtyard, which we're going to have to pass through anyway, because every other room here is every room is going to dead end us. So we have to go back through the courtyard, though there will be a gem there. Ooh, and a bonus key. Dig spots? Yeah. You gotta actually give me a shovel. Can't just dig with our hands? I need to cut the grass back here. Okay, so this was kind of a bust. We're gonna blow some steps running back. I still want to see this whole thing be like an elevator. Takes you down. Bloodborne style. Also, there's just gaps in the ceiling, in the roof. Every time it rains, it just floods the chapel. Where's my gems? There's one. Oh, we can go this way. Another courtyard. Let's see, that takes us north. That takes us east and south. Metal detector, okay. More keys is definitely going to be useful. So you can get everything out here, right? Because you can definitely get the sledgehammer and the shovel here. So if you can also get the metal detector here, then you can potentially get all three of those things in one room. We can put a dead-end room here without really affecting anything. If I take the 4 coins, I'll take the 4 coins because then I can go back and get the magnifying glass. Yes, I can visibly see the coins, thank you. We're gonna burn some steps, go get the magnifying glass, and then we can get the password. Gimme. Give me the password. Password is Swan Song. It's Swan Song. Swimbird. I'm pretty sure in at least one of the pictures she's wearing an amulet of a swan around her neck. Ugh, I feel stupid now. It was this one. See somebody staring out of a window. Why is this added to our scrapbook? This wasn't really a discovery. Boop, 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 this. Stamps found on the estate and inspected will be added to this page. I swear I've looked at more than just one. In fog we are lost, in fire we are found. The grand realm of Fen Ares. Looking. Okay. So now we need to draft the security room and or the office. And we can log in also in the shelter, right? Okay, so back this way. There's security, and we have the gems for it too. Excellent. Let me in. Yep. Swan song. Wait, what? Oh, this. Keycard lock. We're in rank 3. What? That's crazy. Is that Mrs. Babbage's signature or what? Alright, let's see what we got. Save inventory, one trunk, that's fine. Log into network, so we know now it's Swan Song. Oh god, dial up. Brings me back. Can you get off the phone? I want to get online. Staff services. Punch in or out. The service has been temporarily disabled. As of November 4th. Let's see, so the air named news article was released on November 5th. So November 4th, all work suspended. Okay. As of November 4th, all work has been suspended at Mount Holly, and all domestic staff has been placed on extended paid leave in accordance with the instructions left by the old man himself. See Mrs. Babbage for more detail. Staff announcements, Saturday, November 7th. I don't think anyone else has access to this network this month except you, Simon, so if you're reading this, just know we're all rooting for you. Your friends in faithful service. So is that today? It can't be today because we're on day 7, so it has to be at least 7 days after day 1. So if November 7th was the first day we arrived, then this potentially today is November 14th. November 7th. Email to Simon. Request schedule change. The service has been disabled temporarily. All works are suspended. Special orders. If you'd like to get a specific brand of gum or your favorite fruit, commissary is now taking special orders for all members of staff. Takes 1 to 3 days. What can we order? Compass, magnifying glass, metal detector, running shoes, shovels. I don't really want anything in particular. Remote terminal access. View active terminals. We have the shelter online. So we can run that terminal from this terminal. So that means we can set the date if we know, we're going to hazard a guess at what the date of today is. Time lock safe. Once unlocked, the time lock safe will remain open for 4 hours. So you want to set it for November 14th, right? Because today is day 7. PM. I don't know what time it is now. The game starts at 8, right? I don't know how long the day actually lasts, but if we put it at like 2 p.m., must be at least 1 hour in advance. Let's put it at 3 p.m. And then it'll be open until 7 p.m. Nope, I'm not done yet. Log in. Swan song. What else can we do? Electronic mail. Permissions of this terminal do not allow for access to the electronic mail account. Currently, this feature can only be accessed via the terminal located in the office. Okay. Data transfers are not currently available. Glossary of terms. Contraption workshop. Okay. Okay, this is just like a glossary for the game. Archive, floor plan, bedroom, bridge blocks. Blessing from the shrine. Yep. Drafting. Call it a day. Color. Draft pool. Draw. We know those. State. Entry. East Wing House. History. Gems, keys. Glossary of terms in the glossary of terms. Gold coins, green room, locked luck. Luck determines likelihood you will find additional items in a room in your estate. Luck can be raised by certain items in rooms marked on their floor plan by Clover. Interesting. Red room. Beware the rooms of red. They offer powerful expansion options but come at a dangerous cost. Yep, you know that. Puzzle, rank, rarity, redraw, power source. We know about that from the boiler room. Permanent shop, special floor plan, special item spread, stars terminal. Tomorrow. Oh, okay, yeah. West Path. Okay, nothing really exciting in there. Log out. So we gotta find a clock now. We can go south. A dark room, a bedroom, or a storeroom. Whenever you enter, gain 2. I don't know if we need to go into a bedroom. Storeroom might be nice. Dark room will give us access to the east wing. Oh, and we're sheltered so it doesn't crap out. Nice. The lights don't go out. Oh, interesting. Broken lever. Print notes. HS has requested another print of her ladyship, I assume for one of her rooms in the west wing, as well as an enlarged print of the enclosed photograph. He said that the last development was too dark, so keep an eye on that. An enlarged print of the enclosed photograph. So this one. So there's a larger version of this that's lighter somewhere. Does that mean there's like a detail that can't be seen in this one that can be seen in the larger version of this? I'm sure we've seen everything else. We spent quite a bit of time in this room last playthrough, and I don't see any new pictures. So that leads back into the pantry, which we've already been in. Utility closet. Yes, because I want to test something that I think we discovered last playthrough. So, well, first let's turn on the garage. So if you turn, I don't know if you can do it in this particular order, but if you turn off the power to the keycard entry system, remember in the security terminal, or in the terminal in the security room, there is an option here. No. Keycard system. Keycard system settings, offline mode. So if we set it to unlocked when the system loses power, confirm setting. It should automatically unlock every security door, right? I don't know if we have to do that. Yeah, we can, okay. Unfortunately, well, I guess we can take a bedroom, but we are dangerously close to accidentally, or not accidentally, but unintentionally dead-ending ourselves. Key is good. And this again, I think we've already looked at this. I don't know if we looked at it with the magnifying glass. I wanted to, yeah, there is still like a 1 down there. No idea if that's relevant or just an artifact left in by the art team. Nothing in particular is jumping out at me. Then we had this with the moon shape. So this is not her ladyship, because this is in the wrong wing of the house. The west wing was her wing, so this could potentially be our mother. Marion. Here's another chess piece. Tree and match. We're looking for stairs and not stars, right? Oof. Yep, that's the end of it. A ballroom. Whenever you enter ballroom, set your gems to 2 gems. Dang, it looks neat. Sag. Nothing in here is really going to help us. We're done. So I guess let's look for a clock. There's one in the main entry hall. Scan real quick, make sure we're dead-ended. Yep. I guess we could go off of the entrance hall in the bottom 2 squares, but I mean, we're essentially done. So it's currently 1:30. So assuming we actually picked the right day, we need to wait another like hour and a half, right? Because we picked 3 p.m. So I'm gonna run over to the shelter, and then I will just AFK for a bit, and I'll cut you. Well, I guess we can explore these as we're waiting. Hallway. We don't have a gem. Ah, the office. Okay, so I will be right back after the clock strikes 3, and we'll see if the door opens. If not, then we know that we did not pick the right date. So I'll see you in a minute. Okay, well, it's after 3, and it did not open, so we do not have the correct date. We have to be close, though. I assume that that email could not have been sent on any of the days that we were in the house. So at worst, that's perhaps the day before we got on site. Because we know November 4th, all work was suspended. November 5th, the newspaper announced that we were the heir. And then November 7th, we got the email over the house network. So maybe we bump it up a day. So time lock safe. Set unlock date. So it was currently set for November 14th, which was 7 days from what we assumed was day 1. Would that be right? Is that right? Let me double check my math. Day 1, 7th. Day 2, 8th. Day 3, 9th. Day 4, 10th. Day 5, 11th. Day 6, 12th. Day 7th, 13th. No, if day 1 was November 7th, then day 7 would be November 13th. So I just reset it to November 13th at 5 p.m. So now I'm going to do some more waiting. We were right. Okay, so that was just a miscalculation on my part. So if the 7th was day 1, then you would actually add 6 more days to that to arrive at day 7. So that would put us at the 13th instead of the 14th. So that was it. So today is November the 13th, and we get a gem, which is useless to us, and another note. This one has a 7 on it. So we have a 4 and a 7. Dear Uncle, the disappearance of my cousin Mary has long sat unfavorably with me and my father, and I will freely admit to you that the chilly airs of indifference you may have felt in my presence can be attributed entirely to the suspicions that I have harbored for these past years, suspicions entirely aimed at yourself. And while I have never had the opportunity to prove it, I felt very strongly that you had some deeper involvement in the events 6 years ago. The circulating rumors of those months did nothing but further reinforce my convictions in this fact. Those of us that are once bitten are twice shy, and I am aware of the cost my aggressively aloof behavior has had on the social standing of our family. I do not apologize for my actions, though I am now willing to admit that the conclusions I reached may have been flawed. Last week, I had a confidential conversation with one of our mutual acquaintances, a conversation that has shed more light on this mystery than all of my father's countless fruitless inquiries over the years. I now have reason to believe that you were in fact responsible for smuggling my cousin under cover of night across the red border to the southern seafront. And I believe that this may have occurred in September, a full 7 months after she was reported missing, a date that coincides not with her public disappearance in February, but instead with the notable theft of the ruby crown. The plot thickens. If the Blackwater insurgents were in fact responsible for the heist, as some have claimed, I believe this scenario entirely plausible, and the fact that 2 of the crown's 8 rubies have now surfaced has given me renewed optimism that she is still alive. Alive, safe, and finally free. Perhaps my willingness to accept such a sensational story betrays my own desperation. Desperation for answers, desperation for hope, and desperation for a narrative in which you are not the villain. In that distant land we all dream of, the land where the strangling crimson curtains draped across our sky are pulled back, and the windows and shutters of discontent flung wide open. In that distant land, I pray one day to find our Marion safe, happy, and absolved. Courtney. Interesting. That's a big lore jump. Okay, so let me parse back through this. Okay, so this is a cousin of our mother, suspected that our great uncle was involved with her disappearance, but then discovered that she believes that in September, 7 months after she was reported missing, so she disappeared. She got into a car after having a row with her publishing company and something to do with anti-royalist sentiment. She disappeared after getting into a car, and then shortly after that, sometime after that, well, there was a heist at the Royal Museum, right? And the crown and some other valuables were stolen. So 7 months after she was reported missing, they believed that she was ferried under cover of night across the seafront. Instead with a notable theft of the ruby crown. Oh, okay, so 7 months after she disappears when the crown was stolen, and that happened to be the same date that they think that she disappeared. So they pull off a gem heist, steal the crown, and then abscond overseas with it? 2 of the crown's 8 rubies have now surfaced, so the gems are slowly reappearing from the ground. I'm going to take a picture of that. I don't know if I need this page necessarily. Courtney is a new family member that's been introduced here. Okay, so big lore implications, but other than that, not much that helps us with puzzling per se. Although we do now know the date, I guess if we pull the shelter again for whatever reason, we can go and get a free gem. All right. Well, that's all we can do for this run, so I'm going to call it a day, and there's our second red envelope. So we've got, we wrote that down too, so we've got 4, and then a 5, 6, 7 in Roman numerals, so we'll call it a day. It does occur to me now that if there's a time component to the game, so there's obviously an in-game clock and the day-night cycles, that means that there are other things happening in the game, maybe puzzles that are related to the passage of time. I perhaps should have waited a bit longer and seen what happens if it strikes midnight, see if something happens. Or if it just ends your run. Rustic Villa, yeah, we didn't get very far. Let's go again. Okay, so today is now the 14th. We're gonna beeline straight for the outer rooms. Root cellar rooms in your house are more likely to contain dig spots, tool shed, 2 special items, or a hovel. Special floor plans now cost steps instead of gems. That was really strong on the run that we picked that. I am definitely inclined to pick that again. And that was kind of what stymied us in the last run, was we ran out of gems for the good rooms, had to pick dead ends, and then just kind of lost all of our opportunities. We don't have the magnifying glass anymore. We already hit that. So I don't think there's anything in here for us to really interact with at this point. I assume that's probably a spawn point for a tool or something that we just weren't lucky enough to have spawn. Okay, so we're burning steps instead of gems. Let's take a hallway. Or pantry. We can save the hallway for the later ranks. A nook will get us back over to the west wing and get us some keys. West Wing Hall, we might as well take here because that's something that can only spawn along this, the westernmost column of rooms. And then we can dead end something to the south here. Like a storeroom. So that's one dead end we don't have to worry about later on. It might be more inconvenient. Another chess piece. There's got to be something to the chess pieces, 'cause every room, every important room has them. So many clocks. Oh, and a trunk. Do we burn a key already? I don't know. Courtyard. And then let's do this while we're here, try to minimize the amount of times we have to walk through this room. Nothing interesting. Sure. See what's on sale. Gems. We take the magnifying glass again. Or we can hold out for the shovel. Let's hold on for the oh. No, it's not the end of the world. We can try this door. Parlor, even though it's not really useful to us because we don't need the gems. So I'll just make sure there's nothing extra on the tables here, and then we'll just continue on. Oh, I did not check. Crap. I didn't check what the without things were today. Rooms with 4 doors are more common today. Sweet. Of course, that means a lot of red rooms. Wait, so maybe not so sweet. No! Oh no. Lose half your steps. On drafting, you will no longer be able to see all 3 or less likely. God. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if we take archives, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, we can get into rank 8. Oh man. And we read this. Elsaf will have to leave by November 6. Okay, so we don't need the date anymore. You don't have the magnifying glass anymore. Okay. That's some new information. So last time I did note down the Rinna is the gardener with the hoe. She was number 1. So Mila, M-I-L-A, she is the maid with the broom. Maid with broom. And if I look in my pictures on my phone, I think I took a picture of each one. Yes, so the maid with the broom is number 5. I don't know how that helps us yet. Maybe something, if we ever end up getting into the cloister that was mentioned in the gardener's note, it'll be more useful. But we're slowly learning who each of these is. Of course it's locked. The foundation, that's new. Does not reset each day. What? What is this? I assume I don't want to fall down there. An elevator shaft with a Oh, that's card locked. That sucks. How do we get that down? Okay, it won't let us fall down. There's a dig spot there. But seriously, this doesn't look like power conduit. Very interesting. Like, there must be another room that somehow allows us to interact with this. Or, you know, brings it down to our level so that we can interact with it. Alright. Cloister or a weight room. Well, we're definitely going to take a cloister. Because we have not drafted the cloister yet, and I just was talking about getting into the cloister. There's no way to actually get in there. And this doesn't look like one of the statues. They're one of the, like, saint figures in the chapel. This is like a queen holding a scepter. And all of the angelic figures in the chapel were representative of, like, servants. They were gardeners and chefs and maids. All right. Passageway. Sure. We gotta see if we can get up to rank 8. And we can circle back around to the dining room. And this is like 98% gonna be locked. Yep. Oh boy. Everything is locked. Buh. Rotunda can rotate. Huh. We're just gonna run out of steps before we get anywhere. Neat. I don't want to rotate. I want to go this way. But I suppose that means technically this has got 4 exits, so we can also go down from here towards the courtyard. Rotate floor plans. What? I assume that's something that you can only do from this room. Neat. Security will get us past the door. No. We would need to pair security with the breaker room, but it does connect nicely to the courtyard. Man, we're gonna run out of steps. Arg. Office, because we can get into the computer and check the email. Also, we still need the password for this safe. Let's see. Belonging to network. Swan song. Let's see what we can do, what damage we can do from here. Staff services, staff announcements, request schedule change, special orders, blip. Electronic mail. From Anna Babbage. DC power fuse box repair, changing state, DC power fuse repair. Okay, start from the top. Date November 1st, 1993. Sir, you have not left me any instructions for the following week, and you know how much I hate leaving critical plans up until the last minute. As soon as you decide on definite plans for the holidays, please pass a message on to me, either through Hartley, who is valeting for you this weekend, or if you absolutely insist, through this confounded electronic typewriter, and Babbage. November 1st. That was like the week before he died, or the week that he died, because it was November 4th that all work was suspended. So maybe that's why he didn't leave any instructions. He was already gone. That's me. Through Hartley, who is valeting. We know about Hartley. I think he was the one that was getting yelled at in the garage, right, for disappearing. October 8th. Gabe, yes, that is the correct functionality. Also, when you are out here next week, please test the correct sequence is off, blue, green, white, red, purple. Is that's for the breaker box puzzle, right? Those were the colors available on the breaker box puzzle. Off, blue, green, white, red. Wait, white? Maybe not then. I don't recall there being a white. It was green, then blue, then red, then purple. Well, I'll write it down anyway. Thanks for the due diligence on this project, Sinclair. Estate changes. Dear Herbert, we just wanted to let you know that the changes you requested to your will have been implemented and notarized. If your premonition, God forbid, should bear fruit, rest assured that your plans will be executed down to the last detail. McGuire, McKinley, and McDougal. The mix. Mick. The VAC indicator lights installed. Yeah, it has to be the VAC puzzle. The VAC indicator lights installed per instructions have been turned on. However, it should be noted that the white indicator is only displayed after sync. Oh, I stopped when I got them all purple. That's why. If this is not the desired functionality, let us know. We will fix it in our regular service visits next week. Okay. So we have a hint on how to solve the breaker room puzzle. I think that's not currently available. I mean, I can spread money and whatnot, but I mean, our run is basically over now. We've got 2 steps left. 1 step left, so I can leave this room and that's it. It's over. Oh, hey. So is that a young Herbert and a young her ladyship? Is this isn't the one that they wanted blown up, was it? Well, unfortunately, we don't have the magnifying glass this run, so I'll have to remember that that's back there. I don't know how I missed that before. Let's see, this room's got to have a chess piece, right? There it is. Still don't know what it means, but let's end it, and then I think we got time for one more run. Yeah, the hovel, you definitely can push into a lot of the higher tier rooms, but you need to get lucky with the food and have a constant influx of step replenishment. The only reason that we were able to really roll with it last time was because we got the shovel early and we had access to just all those turnips that we kept digging up. And we got the dining room dinner, which we did not get to pull off on this run, unfortunately. Day 9. How long do they let you keep going at this? Be like day 193. Simon continues to wander the inside of the house. Let's see, how many rooms have we not seen yet? We're still missing 3. Oh, geez. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. No. These aren't numbered, so I assume that they're not. Room 46. Interesting that there's just blank spots. You think they'd be like they'd take up the first 3 squares and not be like square 2, square 8, and square 9. Let's see, I don't have any money, so I'm not going to do a shrine. Shelter, we can get a free gem out of the shelter, but we have to wait 2 hours, so I don't really want to do that. Let's take the root cellar. I haven't seen the root cellar yet. Let's see if there's any clues or anything interesting hanging out in the root cellar. Search continues. Author and illustrator whose fanciful stories named Mary Marigold was last seen by a Friday getting into a carriage after late. No sign has been found yet. Well, we know kind of what's going on with that. That was our mother potentially being secretively ferried away to be smuggled across the sea to safety because of some plot against the royalists, perhaps. No signs have been found yet. Potato. Oh, here we go. Here's a family tree. Mary Epson. Interesting. So it's a matriarchal line? Because there's Herbert Sinclair. Huh. Oh, so Simon H. Sinclair and Clara Epson. So we've seen, this was the pictures in the office. So this was actually Herbert's parents? I'm not quite sure. Okay, so this is the merging of the Sinclair and the Epson families. Very aristocratic. So then Simon and Clara had Mary Epson. I think. I'm not sure exactly how to read this. I'm not a genealogist. I would assume the tree grows up and out, so I would expect it to go in like the bottom to top order. But the way that it's structured kind of seems like this is the Epson side of the tree, this is the Sinclair side of the tree, and they're coming together in the middle and ending in Mary Epson. So I'm not quite sure how to read this, but I will take a picture of it. But I'm pretty sure we've seen Clara referred to as her ladyship. I think. I'll have to check some notes. Clara, I don't know. All right, let's get inside. I always start heading west. Let's start north this time. Just for funsies. Okay, the foundation is still there. So we have increased digging spots today, so we want to try to get a shovel. Which means we probably should try to get to the wings, because that's where the green rooms spawn, right? Drawing room. We do have a gem. Oh, here's the room with both the stars and the staircase. Parlor, commissary. Let me do a commissary. Very windy path to get to the west wing. So we want prayer beads with no crowbar. Salt. I forget what salt shaker does. No shovel available. The magnifying glass. Let's go. I wonder if I should go back and look at the family tree. Let me look at my phone, the picture I took on my phone, and see if there's any part of that that looked like it would be worth looking at with a magnifying glass. Well, I guess that makes sense, right? Because Herbert Sinclair is our great uncle. So Simon Sinclair was our mother's father, and Herbert was Simon's brother. Okay, that's why he's not paired with anybody on the family tree. Well, no. I guess he didn't have any kids, because if Herbert had kids of his own, he wouldn't be leaving the estate to his grandnephew. So yeah, Herbert was wifeless and childless. That's why I was misreading the tree. So we're named after our grandfather. Corridor is always left unlocked, or spare room. I'll take the spare room. We'll leave the guaranteed unlocked door for later ranks. Pile of dirt in here. Give me the shovel. No, we don't have any gems. We've just been getting a bunch of two-door rooms. So this was Baroness Auravel? Because this is the exact picture that shows up on the family tree. Baron Thomas Sinclair and Baroness Auravel gave birth to Herbert Sinclair and Simon Sinclair, based on that tree. And then we saw this, the moon symbol in the secret garden. So there's something significant about the moon. We're looking for prayer beads and no crowbar, right? Oh, free gem. We're taking a very windy path. Yeah. Any freebies? Any freebies? Any freebies? Free apple? Okay. Gems are not in the white box or the blue box. Gems are in both. Well, that's gotta be false, right? Because it's only in one box. Gems are in both the black box and the white box. That's got to be false. We have two falses, so this has to be true. Gems are not in the white box or the blue box, so they have to be in the black box. And there they be. And we got fountain and tie. Nothing here. Security doesn't really do anything for us anymore besides give us 3 doors, which I can get out of the hallway for free. Coat and cot. So is the garage always in this exact spot? Is this the only place you can draft the garage? Because it seems to be pretty consistent. Ugh, take the garage. Give me the keys. Oop. Give me the keys. And a shovel. Give me a shovel. Shovel? No. We can't even buy a shovel today. Let's see. Playing card and car. Oil slick. Christoph? I think that's a different name than was on that email about the driver. I think. I still gotta get the car keys. I think we got it once. And then never again. I'm not sure what's in there. Maybe it's in the glove box. Alright, well, hopefully this door's not a bust, otherwise we have to backtrack all the way to the entrance hall again. Secret passage. Now it goes down though. That goes straight, and that also goes straight. And this costs us nothing. And I prefer to have that, use that later on in higher ranks, but I just don't want us to have our run end before we can even get there. So we got plant and stage. Courtyard. No, something point north. And both the courtyard and the chapel both are sending us backwards. Courtyard could potentially have the shovel in it, though. It's not. I think in the metal detector, boo. Like, yeah, keys and coins, but this is our digging spot day. Give me a shovel already. Terrace. Green rooms do not cast gem. Ooh, that could be powerful. I'm going to take the pool, though, because if we take a terrace here, we have effectively cut off our ability to advance north. So the pool is the only way that we can continue to go north. Before I step in there, I'm going to see if I can get something useful here. Yeah, storeroom's pretty useful, because we're out of gems. Lock and clock. No! Of course the north door is locked by a security door. You piece of garbage. So sand and do all these pictures rhyme? Sand and lock and clock? What's in here? This looks like it should open. Boudoir. Well, I guess we can open the boudoir for another gem. But we have to get a key card, or we have to get the security room and a breaker box room. Money. We already solved this puzzle. Let's see, we've got a mountain and a pea pod. So that does not rhyme. It would have been hilarious if they did mountain and fountain, unless this is a rhyme I'm not thinking of. Pod, pea. I'm not really sure how you could rhyme that with mountain or rock, or it's like this is Mount Holly, right? All right, so this was 12, 25. Give me the gem. I assume this is still a 4. Yep. This is a dead end. So now we have to backtrack to the entrance hall. Great. This is so rude. I absolutely see why people complain about the RNG in this. And we're still in the phase where we're like, it's okay for us to have some bum runs because there's enough left for us to discover that we can still eke out some new discoveries for, you know, on a failed run. But I could see when you get like 10 or 12 runs into this, when you've already discovered most of the rooms, you've already got a lot of the puzzles figured out, and you're literally just doing runs where you're accomplishing nothing. There's sand again. And flan. Let's see, we've got 6 coins now. We can take the salt shaker. I don't remember what the salt shaker even does, though. Kind of would rather save up for the sledgehammer so we can open up the... Wasn't there a lockbox somewhere, or was that last run? It must have been last run because I think it was right here in the den. So this door is available. So I need security room and I need breaker box room. Poop. Control the water flow. What is this? Dirt everywhere. Pump control panel. A reserve tank. And then we have 2 tanks that can each hold 4 units. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I assume this must be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Mount Holly pump control. A reservoir. Aquarium. Why would you want to drain the aquarium? That's so rude. That's mean. Kill all the fishies. Greenhouse. We can put water in the kitchen. I don't recall there being anything particularly useful to have water for in the kitchen. We can drain the pool, maybe? We can drain the fountain in the front yard? What? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. At 12. So there's 8 units available here. And then another 6 in the reserve tank. Although I don't see a way to actually pump anything into the reserve tank. Oh, wait. Okay, from here. Does this connect to anything now? No. This is powered by the boiler room. Is this like water for the boiler room? At any rate, so that means if we want to get rid of 12 units of water, we have to put 8 in each of the, although these already have water in them. So we've got what? Read it again. 4 units, 4 units. And each of them already has 2. So there's actually only 4 units available here. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we have to get all of the water pumped into every other available spot. And first we have to figure out how to work these freaking pumps. Kitchen. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I assume that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So kitchen is 4. So 4 right now is connected to tank 2. So can we pump water out of tank 2 and into the kitchen? Yes. We can pump 3. Oh. Oh, right, because there were only 2 units in here. Okay. So then we now need to pump water out of tank 1. Let's see, does tank 2 only connects to the kitchen? We can pump water out of tank 1 and into tank 2 with this. No? Hang on. Oh, there's something in the back. This. Huh. Okay, so we need to take water out of tank 1 and into something connected to tank 1. Oh, I see. So, like, we can take... So, tank 1 only services 3, 5, and 6. Tank 2... I guess if you flip that, then it can potentially serve 1 and 2. Alright, so let's see. I want to get more water to tank 1, to 4. But 4 only connects to tank 2, so I have to put water into tank 2 from either 1 or 2. So let's take it out of 1, because we're trying to drain the fountain anyway, right? So let's suck it back. Maybe. Fountain is 1, right? Oh, that goes into the pump to tank switch, which is pointed here, so we need to then do this. Yes. So that's going to go into tank 2. Okay, so that I can then reactivate the kitchen. I can take 1 unit of this out and put it in the kitchen. There we go. Okay, the kitchen is full. So now greenhouse. Although I do need to use one of these rooms to transfer water from reservoir 1 to reservoir... I'm sorry. Reservoir 2 to reservoir 1. So let's see. Tank 2... I should be able to use the fountain for that. Although we gotta empty out. We gotta take as much out of tank 1 as possible. So we need to fill up 6. So pool. Huh? Oh, it's not that one. It's that back corner, looks like. This one? So that should take out the 1 unit for the... Oh no, we're pulling from the pool. No, we want to fill up the pool. Other way. Okay. So now we want to put water in the greenhouse. The greenhouse is 5. That connects to tank 1 through pump 2. Wrong way. Stop. Okay, so now we want to take the water somehow from pump reservoir 2 or tank 2 and get it into tank 1 so that we can then put it into the greenhouse on 5. So we can't go directly from tank 2 to tank 1, so we have to go through either 1 or 2 as an intermediary. So let's... So we're on tank 2, so we're going to pump it into the fountain. No, stop. Huh? Yeah, we want to go... It was in the right spot. Oh. Oh, we're wrong one. It's this one. Suck that out. There you go. So put that in the fountain, and then we'll reverse this switch and pump the fountain into tank 1. Okay, and then we can take the stuff from pump or from tank 1 and put 3 units into the greenhouse. And then we can take more from the fountain. And then swap this, and then take the rest from the fountain. Sweet, so the fountain's empty now. Don't know if that helps us or not, but I am gonna go check it out. We have one more room off the entrance hall, and then our run is done. Oh, the side came down. That's interesting. And there's a staircase. And a... Oh, that's the coin I threw in when I did Make-A-Wish. Heh. Neat. It's the basement, so there's where the key goes. Oh, okay, so we have to... Oh, man, so we have to get to the antechamber, but also have a pump room to come back outside. So we have to run all the way to the north side of the house and then run all the way back. So you need so many steps. Man, that's nuts. Okay, well, at least we know where to take the key now. Now we just need another god run to get to the antechamber. Man. Alright, well, let's see, what else can I do? I can drain the pool and see if there's anything at the bottom of the pool, I guess, although we already saw, like, you can see to the bottom of the pool, and there's nothing down there. But I will draft these 2 rooms, or these 3 rooms over here. You will get lucky. Dining room. That's like, it has to be exact. It has to be a security room, and then the breaker room. No. Well, no, hey, let's take the utility closet anyway, because we do have the... Stop. We do have the solution to this, although I don't know how long it's going to take me to get it, because I think I got all the purples by chance last time. I think I cut out like 5 minutes of me just randomly pressing buttons. So let's go ahead and Turn everything on. We'll do this. Okay, so there's all the purples. So we need the leftmost one to be off. We need this one, third from the right, to be white. Okay. And then we need this one to be off. Oh, poop. Okay, so you have to come back from the purple in a specific order. Yikes. So this one needs to be green. And then this one needs to be red. And this one needs to be purple. Crap. So it's going to be this side is where it matters. Oh, there we go. The wall comes up? How does it even work? I guess this is only a half room, isn't it? Oh. Is this a permanent upgrade? Or do I have to do this every time? The Gemstone Cavern has been permanently unlocked and added to your campsite. Starting tomorrow, you will start each new day with 2 gems. Yo. So now we just need something that gives us 2 coins at the beginning. We got food. We got gems. Oh, and keys. I like that. There is still a meta progression. Let's go check it out. And then I'll drain the pool, and then that'll be it. Because there's literally nothing else I can do on this run. So if that's the case, there's another door out here that can be unlocked. Or there's another door. I don't know if it can be unlocked or not, but... And then there's the dark tunnel underneath the rotunda. Ooh. And a note. Here's the last of the equipment for the new mine. I don't think we're going to need more than this, especially if we're going to limit excavation to 2 stones per day. I was told by the engineer that getting greedier than that might risk the structural integrity of the cave wall, so I suppose we'll have to adhere to his expert opinion, at least for now. We managed to remove all but 1 minecart from the old tunnels, 2 of which were too rusted and worn down to be of any use to us up here, so Dave went ahead and made the call to scrap them. I'm not sure that the foreman is going to be too happy about that, but hopefully you can smooth it over. Now, there's still 1 more cart down there, but it's locked on a short track and it's way too difficult to move from the reservoir side. It's a little bit awkward because it's blocking the passage, so I suggest someone move it from the other side if they can get over there. The boss informed us that there are 2 other ways into the site from this side, or from that side, but I think we're going to leave that for someone else to finish if the old man really wants it done. Okay, what? So there's a minecart in the old tunnels. It's locked on a short track to move from the reservoir side. The reservoir. So the reservoir was one of the options in the pump room. But I don't think maybe it's a tile we haven't, or a room we haven't drafted yet, but I don't recall having ever seen a reservoir. It's a little bit awkward because it's blocking the passage, so just someone move it from the other side if they can get over there. Well, it's too difficult to move from the reservoir side, so that's not the side we need to be on. So we need to be on the other side of the reservoir. What does that even mean? There are 2 other ways into that site from that side. Huh. I'll take a picture of it. Anything else? Oh. Another blue torch. Yo, one more to go. So it seems like they're connected to the corresponding sides of the house, because the two left torches were lit up from things on the east side of the estate, right? You had the apple orchard and then the gemstone mines. And they all seem to correspond to permanent upgrades. Yeah, the apple orchard was a permanent upgrade and the gemstone mine is a permanent upgrade. Both of those had blue torches, and then the one on the right side was from one of the draftable outer rooms. So I assume that the other blue torch is going to be from something else on the west side of the estate. Maybe this? It's got to be this, because look, here's the minecart track. So we have to find some way to knock this down, or we have to get to something inside and like push the minecart and it breaks this door and then we can get in. So let's go and drain the pool. Alright, so let's see. We want to drain the pool, so we need to displace 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 units of water. So we can dump all that back into the fountain. So let's do pump 2, so we can just empty it directly out of these two tanks. Okay, so then we need to switch to the pool. Pool comes from 6, so that only goes through pump 4 into tank 1. Okay, so now we need to do something with this that we can pump out another 4 units, so we need to send this into the fountain. And then we're going to have to take a little bit out of the fountain into here. We don't have quite enough to fit all the pool water in the fountain. Making sure we have enough steps to get there. We do. And then back to the Cool. Okay, pool's closed. There is stuff in here. Whoa. It's a whole crap load of money. Okay, noted. Doesn't do us any good, but neat. Alright, well, we can't draft any more doors, so I think that's gonna be it for... Man, I wonder if there's anywhere else I could have been. That's so deep. I'm gonna call it a day. Call it. Charming cottage. Yeah, not going too well with our deep runs. We're not getting very many deep runs this time, but hey, we solved a bunch of, well, not a whole bunch. We discovered some new information. We got some more lore on the Sinclair family tree. And we got a permanent foundation tile, which has some kind of link to something deeper underneath the house. Found out what to do with the basement key, and unlocked a new permanent upgrade in the gemstone mine. So overall, I'd say a very productive episode, but that is what we're going to call it for this one. So hopefully we're getting pretty close to discovering room 46. I don't know exactly how many days on average it takes for people to get there, but we're on day 9 now in 3 episodes. So we've got a pretty good amount of time invested in this game at this point. I've been enjoying it at least, so I'm definitely not complaining about that, but we'll see what happens in the next one. So if you've been enjoying this playthrough of Blueprints, hit like and subscribe. If you want to try out Blueprints for yourself, head on over to Steam and pick it up. And if you have any tips, comments, or hints, let me know down in the comments below. But whatever you do, I'll see you right here again in the next one. So until then, bye-bye.